Okay, so we've got to the point you're standing a bit better, you're breathing, you're working out, you're sleeping better, you're eating better. But what if you're not sleeping better? What if, even though you're trying everything we've said so far, you still can't go to bed at night? There's still something there playing on your mind. Now, if this thing playing on your mind is something small, tidy the house, you've got something coming up that's important, schedule it in. That's all I'm asking you to do. If it's something that you can physically do or that's coming up that you physically need to do, schedule time in to either think or resolve that problem. Okay, great. That's physical problems. That's something that I can say, I've got I don't know, an exam coming up in a few months. I'll schedule an hour a night just to revise or whatever. Cool, that's easy. What if it's another problem? What if it's in your mind? Now, we need to go into thought control. We'll do that that'll have to be a very quick 5 minutes. I might have to wrap it, it'd have to be that quick. But it'd have to be an in-depth episode. So today, we're not going to talk about that just yet. We're going to talk about journals. Before bed, what I want you to do is to journal things. Everything, anything. Why is this important? Writing is controlled thought. Now, I know what you're thinking, these aren't real. Fair enough. But I do have a number of journals to the right of me, and I've been doing this for the last 5-6 years, where if you look at my journals, you'll look at my growth through the years, but you'll also notice when things changed. The way I write is completely different to the way I used to write. But not only that, the way I speak to myself, the things I talk about, the things I think about, have completely changed since I was depressed. That's interesting. Even when I have a problem, a bigger problem than I'd had back then, the exact way that I speak to myself, the tone I use, the words I use, the emphasis I use, the story I tell myself, that is completely different. I never write without hope anymore. I never judge myself unfavorably. I never say that there's no opportunity. I never blow my problems out of proportion. I look at them for as they truly are. Because your problems are not bigger than you. I'm going to say that again. Your problems are not bigger than you. This might all seem like, I don't know, hippie stuff, whatever they used to say in the day. But let's think about it. When you start writing ideas down at night, what you'll do is capture those empty thoughts that you have. This does feed into thought control. We'll do that next. But capturing your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen if at night, maybe you've got a little lamp on, nothing too bright, we've talked about that, a little lamp on, you're writing in your book, in your journal, in your diary. And for the last 3 weeks, you've wrote about the same problem. What do you think that means? That means that that's a problem you need to resolve. Okay, great. And what? And that means that might be the only problem you need to resolve in order to feel much better. It's a pressing issue. It's an urgent issue. If we can solve that problem, you can sleep. If you can sleep, you can regulate emotion. So, with dealing with your problems, we need to write them down. We need to journal what's going on in your life, what the problems are, and how we're going to deal with them. There's a lot of different things we can do to deal with problems. Everyone's had many problems. It's amazing. But as I say, your problems aren't bigger than you. And guess what? Before, all of my journal entries were dim and dire. It was the world was ending. And now, the first thing I write in my journal every morning, without fail, is good things are supposed to happen to me. And they are. Is that because writing it makes it so? Or is it maybe that what I write and I think about is what I focus on? We'll get into that later. Get a journal started. Control your thinking. Figure out the problem and let's resolve it together.